Cingari here with Tecia the Tiny Tornado Torres. Tecia, congratulations on being part of the first female cast of TUF 20 Ultimate Fighter. How excited are you to be a part of the show?
I'm super excited. This is the biggest opportunity of my life. I look forward to going in there and sharing a house, feeling like I'm in summer camp for 6 weeks and knowing at the end of it that there's a really shiny belt waiting for me.
Now, the coaches have been chosen for Ultimate Fighter, Gilbert Melendez and Anthony Pettis. Have you given any thought as to whose team you'd like to be on and why?
I'd love to be on Anthony Pettis' team. One personal reason because he's Puerto Rican, I'm Puerto Rican, so that'd be pretty cool. He's a striker, he's dynamic, and I think if I was to learn anything new with my striking, I'd love to learn from him. And on the other hand, Melendez, I prefer Anthony, but if I was on Melendez's team, that would help me too because I am a striker and Melendez has great jiu-jitsu, great wrestling background, so I could learn from him there. But if I had my choice, it would be Pettis, but if I was on Melendez, I'd be just as happy.
How are you preparing for the show?
Everything that I've done in the past, I'm doing the same now. I'm just more motivated. In the past, everything I've done has worked for me, so I'm continuing to do so, and just making sure that everything I do counts because at this point in my career, it needs to count. You know, I need to continue evolving, continue learning, so that's why I'm in the gym every day.
You know, this is a very big opportunity. Are you just a wee bit nervous?
No, not nervous. I just have butterflies, you know, butterflies of excitement. My last fight was truly the fight I didn't have any nerves in. Prior to that, every fight I had nerves, but I was so confident in my last fight. I went out there, I dominated, and I feel like going into the house, it's going to be very similar. It's going to be on a different level, different stage. I'm going to, of course, have butterflies, but it's not nervous butterflies. It's butterflies of excitement. I feel like my career is blossoming right now, and this is where I need to be at.
This question is from Brian Edward Jerry from Twitter. He wants to know, how are you planning on entertaining yourself in the TUF house since there is no TV and internet? Books, conversations?
I think there'll be lots of entertainment. First and foremost with the drama. I've already seen it when we went to Vegas and did our medicals. There's a lot of girls who don't like each other, so I'm sure I'll get lots of laughs from that. Besides that, I'm pretty friendly with some of the cast because they're coming from Invicta and I've met them before. But I can see us, you know, hanging out by the pool, maybe barbecuing, telling jokes, maybe some pranks. I don't know if the girls get nasty or whatnot, but I'm sure there's always going to be something to do, somebody to talk to, but at the end of the day, it's going to be fun, but I'm there for one reason, and that's to get that belt.
You bring up a good point. You do know some of the other girls from Invicta, specifically Felice Herrig, who you fought and won. Do you think this will give you an advantage in the house then?
I don't know about an advantage, maybe just mentally over some of the girls. I fought Felice, and I also fought Rose, who's in the house as well. And I fought Paige. She was going to be in the house, but she's not old enough. So I feel like I just have an advantage in knowing I've been in the cage with them before, but I'm not looking down upon them. Just because I've defeated them in the past, they're coming back hungrier. They want that win. They want that rematch. So I know going into that show, I'm thinking everybody's 0-0. Nobody's better than the next. Everyone's just as skilled as me. So when I go in there, it's, you know, it's to the death. I'm going to win.
This question is from Ron Dicker on Twitter. Ron wants to know, you obviously know talent. Who do you think belongs in the UFC? He says Lauren Foley. Your thoughts?
I've heard of her before, but honestly, I don't know who she is, so I'm sorry, Lauren. My thoughts would be a girl from my gym, and that is India Gomes. Currently she fights at 45, but I know after she fights Cyborg, she'd love to go to 35. She's not a big 45er. And Valerie Letourneau, she was just introduced into the UFC this past weekend when she defeated Elizabeth at UFC 174. So I believe she deserved to be there before that, and she obviously showed that in her, her fight. Congrats, Valerie. And then Jessica Aguilar, I think she belongs there too, but right now she's doing her thing at World Series. So, you know, I'm sure she'll be over here soon.
I love the choices for all those girls in the house, by the way. Valerie did a great job this weekend. Speaking of the house that you're going to, any fighters that you're looking forward to, that have on your radar that you might want to think about fighting now?
Not necessarily fighting now. There's girls that, you know, I thought I was going to fight, like Carla. She called me out after my last fight. So I would look forward to that fight. You know, it's going to happen one day or another. And then there's stylistically fights that people want to see, the fans want to see. And one of that being Joanne Calderwood. I look up to Joanne because I think she's an awesome fighter. So I think when we meet together that we'll have a fun fight. And the rest of the girls, you know, also possess different talents. And I think anybody's a good matchup for me. It's just me going in there and doing what I got to do to win the fight.
This question is from a fellow fighter by the name of Mike the Man King. Mike wants to know, You have a boyfriend who's also an MMA fighter. What does it feel like for him to be introduced as Tecia's boyfriend?
He absolutely hates that answer, that question. I think that he prefers more along, hi, this is Andrew. This is not necessarily Tecia's boyfriend, but this is my boyfriend, Andrew. But yeah, he'll have to get used to it a little bit, I guess, you know, but he's right here with me all the time. You know, he's one of my main training partners. So at some point, you know, they'll be like, this is Andrew's girlfriend, Tecia, you know. But we just think it's funny. The guys like to joke with him and stuff. It's a good family atmosphere.
To the viewers who are new to you, tell us a little bit how you got involved in MMA.
I started with kickboxing about 5 years ago. Prior to that, I did karate my whole life. I did it from 5 to 17. I had my first kickboxing fight right after I turned 19. I had 20 kickboxing fights. I started dating somebody who did jiu-jitsu, and then once I got my blue belt, I said, hey, I'll try MMA. I had 7 MMA fights, and then I went pro, and everything pretty much went super quick. I had my 7 fights in 10 months, and now I've had 4 MMA fights professionally, and I'm ranked, like, I think, number 5 in the world or 4 in the world, and I'm in the UFC. I don't know. It couldn't be any better right now.
And you're going to TUF 20. Anything else you'd like to add?
Thank you to you for having me on your podcast. Thank you to American Top Team. It was the greatest change in my career. I came here about 2.5 years ago, and I wouldn't change it for the world. And thank you to all my coaches, my teammates, and everybody who pushes me daily, and all the fans.
Tecia, the Tiny Tornado Torres, we wish you good luck on TUF 20, and I look forward to seeing you on the show.